Hello everyone, thank you so much for giving me an overwhelming response on my earlier videos. All of you have encouraged me to make such videos, so I thought I should make a series of videos where I'll be focusing on a couple of international relations books. So today I'll be focusing on the book Security Studies and Introduction by Paul D. Williams. Security matters. It is impossible to make sense of world politics without reference to it. Every day people somewhere in the world are being killed, they are being starved, tortured, raped, impoverished, imprisoned, displaced, or denied education and healthcare in the name of security. So what exactly is security? Some analysts think security is like beauty, a subjective and elastic term meaning exactly what the subject in question says. It means neither more nor less. But in international relations, it is referred to as an essentially contested concept. There can be no consensus as to its meaning. An overall definition of security in international relations involves the elevation of threats to cherished values. Security is unavoidably political, that is, it plays a vital role in deciding who gets what, when, and how in the world politics. Therefore, it is not just intellectual pursuit, but rather for real people in real places. Security studies steers between the scala of political opportunism and charybdis of academic irrelevance. So when you talk about the field, we see that there are 5 forces that have evolved the field: power, knowledge, history, social construction, and wealth. But as the subject of professional academic inquiry, security studies is usually thought of as a relatively recent and largely European and American invention that came after the World War II. According to some analysts, the field enjoyed its golden age during the 1950s and 60s, a time when some civilians began to attain credibility as experts on military strategy. Particularly as it appeared during the Cold War, the dominant approach within security studies was political realism that bases on 4S: states, strategy, science, and status quo. A key development in theorizing about security occurred in 1983 with the publication of Barry Buzan's book People, States, and Fear, where he gave 5 major sectors, each of which had its own focal point and way of ordering priorities. Despite such changes, there are several problems with continuing to think of security studies as a subfield of IR. These problems involve: number 1, IR is not just related to states. Number 2, IR is usually Western dominated. So while defining a field of inquiry, 4 fundamental questions, arguably 4 basic yet fundamental questions, stand out as forming its intellectual core. Number 1, what is security? Ken Booth has called it survival plus, the plus being some freedom from life-determining threats and therefore some life choices. From this perspective, security is understood as commodity, that is, to be secure, actors must possess certain things like power. The other philosophy is based on emancipation, justice, and the provision of human rights. Number 2, whose security are we talking about? Meaning, what is the referent object? Without the referent object, the discussion of security no more exists. Number 3, what counts as a security issue? Like, when we'll be focusing on this book, we'll see different theories, and we'll see that each theory is for someone and for some purpose, as Robert Cox has said. Now, how can be security achieved? Each theoretical framework has its own approach, and we'll be focusing on these theoretical approaches in our next videos. That's all, folks. Thank you so much for liking my video. Keep liking it, keep subscribing it, keep sharing it. because it's not just my channel, it's your channel. Thank you. See you again.